Hello children. So in the first video, you all told that you all mostly like to have a dog as your pet. Now, in this lesson, what we are going to learn today about a girl called as Anna. Here, she also wished to have a pet just like you all. She wished to have a dog as a pet. But her parents bought her a fish. Now we will learn about more about Anna and her pet fish in this lesson now. At least a fish, said Anna. Her mother sighed. Her father looked sad. That was not because the idea of buying a fish for his daughter made him unhappy. Mr. Bopanna's face was like that if he was not smiling. He looked tragic. His cheeks sagged. His lips drooped and his eyes looked like they were about to fill with tears. Luckily for the people around him, Mr. Bopanna rarely stopped smiling. So, this is the story about a small girl, Anna. She asked her parents to buy for her a pet, a dog. But her parents were reluctant. They were not ready to buy her a pet because there were many reasons for that. As both the parents are working, they didn't have time to look after the pet. So they were giving their excuses to Anna for not buying the pet. But Anna said, at least buy me a fish. And his father, he looked so sad. He's not happy because not that he doesn't want to buy a pet to her, to his daughter, but the reasons they are trying to tell Anna for not to have a pet, she's not understanding. So he looked very sad, and he looked most of the time like that when he was not smiling, but mostly he smiles. Give one of these adorable pups a home and get yourself a faithful friend for life, said the ad. This is the ad that Anna saw in a newspaper. And she saw that there are pups which can be taken home and be kept as a pet and have a faithful friend for life. Pups are a nuisance, said her mother. They are adorable. See, it says here, adorable pups, said Anna. Anna tried to convince her mother. Pups are adorable. That is what the ad is saying. But Anna's mother is not convinced. She says that keeping pups at home is a nuisance. But her mother refused. Mr. Bopanna was always traveling, and Mrs. Bopanna had to look after the home and Anna and her very demanding job. Almost 3 days a week, they ended up eating cup noodles because she didn't get home in time to let in the cook. So this is the reason why Anna's parents were not ready to buy her a pet, because Anna's father travels a lot on his work purpose, right? And Mrs. Bopanna, that is Anna's mother, she is also working, and very usually she comes very late to home from her work, and there is no time to cook for the dinner. So they usually end up eating cup noodles. So these things were clear that they did not want to have a pet at home. And Anna was not ready to take the answer as no, for no. So she was she was reading the advertisement, what they have given in the advertisement. She's explaining to her mother that pups are very adorable. They are not healthy, thank goodness. Zane's mother gives you healthy things to eat in the afternoon. Otherwise, you would be having a very unbalanced diet. This is said by Anna's mother because every day from school, Anna goes to Zane's place. Zane is Anna's friend and they are neighbors too. So Anna after school usually go to Zane's place, and Zane's mother gives Anna also the food what she prepared for Zane. At least Anna is having proper food in a day given by Zane's mother. And Anna's mother is very happy about that because at least you are getting one meal, one time proper healthy food. Eating every day or eating mostly cup noodles is not healthy. When Anna came back from school, she went with Zane to his house. Zane's mother looked after her until Mrs. Bopanna got home. So Anna got a fish instead of a dog. Finally, Anna got herself a pet. And it is not a dog, but it is a fish. Now, a fish is very different from a dog. As you said earlier, children, yes, a dog is very affectionate. As soon as you come home from your school or office, the dogs will run, bark, jump on you, they lick your hands, face, they wag their tails. But whereas fish, it cannot do all these things. So fish is very different from a dog. For one thing, it has no legs. And you all know that, right? Yes, a fish doesn't have legs. It has a tail which it sort of wags. It doesn't wag the tail like the dogs, but it has a small tail. But it's not quite the same. You cannot tell its mood from the way it wags its tail, right? Like how a dog, when you see a dog, we can say whether it is happy, sad, or angry. But whereas if you see a fish, you cannot say the different moods it is going through. A fish can't bark, it won't click you all over the face, and you can't cuddle it. You can't hug it or cuddle it. And Anna did try, but she got very wet because all the time the fish will be in water. Because the biggest difference between a fish and a dog is that fish lives in water. Anna learnt all about how to keep the fish tank clean and how many pellets of fish food to drop into the tank and how many times a day. These all things are new to Anna, but she has learned how to take care of the fish and how many times she should give the fish food and how many pellets, the small drops of the fish food. It's ridiculous, she told Zane. Zane looked pained. He wished Anna wouldn't always use such big words. Anna and Zane, they usually play with each other and they're friends. And when Anna told it's ridiculous, then Zane thought, why does Anna always use such big words? Can't she use simple words which I can understand? It is, he asked, trying to guess what ridiculous might mean. Good, bad, or scary, because he doesn't know the meaning of ridiculous, but Anna has used it. So he was like confused, bit confused. What is the meaning of that word ridiculous? Is it good, bad, or scary? Of course, it is. I am sure the poor things are starving. Ah, no wonder they are always opening and shutting their mouths. They want more food. So Anna thought that because all the time the fish keeps open and close their mouths, and she thought that they might be feeling very hungry. How many times I feed, they still keep their mouths open and close. They are very starving. They are all starving. They do, asked Jane. Zain also said, yes, they too might feel hungry because even as humans, we eat, how many times we eat, but still we feel hungry some or the other time. So Zain thought in the same way, even fish also, even after having the fish food, they might be feeling hungry. Of course they do. Wouldn't you want more food? Someone dropped a little ball of food for you just once a day. Not even a ball, a little marble of food, a little drop of food. I would starve, declared Zain. He ate lots of food, many times a day, and in spite of that, was often hungry. So Zain was like, yes, even I eat many times in a day, but still I feel hungry. So even in the same way, the fish might be feeling very hungry. See, exactly. But when I tell my mother we should give poor Socrates, Pluto, and Aristotle more food, she refuses. Why should you give whoever, and Pluto, and whoever more food? I thought. It was the fish that were starving. That's what they are called, silly, the fish. So Anna told Zain the same thing. Yes, even I agree with you, Zain, that even fish feels hungry. That is what I usually tell my mother. We should feed more of food to the Socrates, Pluto, and Aristotle. And again, here Zain was confused. Who are these? Then Anna explained, they are the fish, the names of my fish. This one is called Socrates, the fat one was called Pluto, and the other one is called Aristotle. Zain peered at the fish tank. Peered means looked very closely. The three goldfish looked exactly the same to him. He is not able to make any difference. But Anna says, this is Pluto, that is Aristotle, and that is Socrates. He wished again that Anna would keep things simple. If there were his fish, he would call them Fishy 1, Fishy 2, and Fishy 3. So Zen was confused again here. He thought, why Anna keeps always so confusing names? Why so complicated names? Why can't she simply keep fish 1, fish 2, fish 3? That is what I would keep if I have a pet like her. Or Goldie 1, Goldie 2, and Goldie 3. But Anna was right about one thing. The three fish looked like they were gulping and might die of starvation. I think you should give them more food, he said. When he looked more clearly at the fish in the fish tank, even Zain felt that they are all starving and they are asking for more food. So do I, but my mother hides it, said Anna. Then Anna says, no, I cannot give the fish more food because my mother hides the fish food tin from me. Give them something else then. What do fish eat? Seaweed? Give them seaweed, then said Zain. Then Zain said to Anna, okay, if your mother hides the fish food from you, give something else for them to eat. Will they eat seaweed? So give them. It had just occurred to him that the sea was about 7 hours away. I know giving them spinach, I bet it tastes just like seaweed. Then Zain got an idea. Yeah, spinach also looks just like seaweed. Then they won't know the difference because they all look so dumb anyway. And Anna got so angry with Zain because Zain had called her fish dumb. Anna scowled. She didn't like anyone, even Zain, calling her fish dumb. She sometimes yelled at them because they were stupid and did not wag their tails or bark or do any interesting thing, but no one else was allowed to call them dumb. She went red in the face. Red in the face means she got very angry. She's very furious with Zain. And Zain was alarmed. He got so frightened. He hated it when Anna lost her temper. That means when Anna is very angry. Zain is very scared. So he quickly said, I mean dumb because they can't speak, not stupid dumb. So immediately he changed. He told dumb because they cannot speak. We say, right? But the people who cannot speak, we call them as dumb. So the fish also cannot speak. So I called in that way dumb. But actually, they are not dumb. They are very intelligent. He himself rectified. They look very intelligent. I think they must be geniuses. Anna took a deep breath. She recognized a piece of ring when she saw it. And then immediately Anna also knew that Zain was trying to cover up. Maybe they do speak. Maybe they have a language of their own and only they can hear each other. So Anna said, as we do speak to each other, communicate with each other, even the fish also communicate with them in their own language, only they can understand. Zain pushed his nose against the glass and stared at the fish. They were opening and shutting their mouths. They reminded him of their bandmaster. So immediately when Zain saw the action doing by the fish, he remembered his bandmaster at school, Mr. Thomas. He did exactly the same thing when he was conducting the school band, opening and closing his mouth. I think they are talking to each other. Anna came to look. What do you think they are saying? So Anna was curious to know what they are talking to each other. The fish. Zane was very good at this. He could make the strangest noises. He could whine like a dog, purr like a cat, squeak like a mouse, or cow like a crow. He could do that whoosh of a coconut tree and the glug of a sing as it got unplugged. And Zane is very good at doing sounds, making sounds. He was always making noises and getting into trouble. So pretending to be a fish was easy. That means. So immediately Zane started to translate to Anna what they were talking to each other. That means, where's the spinach? He explained. So he told to Anna. So the fish are talking among themselves, saying to each other, where's the spinach? Where's the spinach? Our food. And Anna went to the refrigerator and pulled out all the vegetables. There was no spinach. There was no spinach in the fridge. So Anna could get some coriander. Do you think coriander will do? We have lots of coriander. Oh, yep, said Zain, as if they will know the difference. Anna looked at him with dagger eyes. Then immediately Zain said, as if they will know the difference between coriander and spinach. And then Zain said, as if they will know the difference. Anna looked at him with dagger eyes. Not because they are not clever, said Zain quickly, but they have never tasted spinach before, you know. So immediately Zain rectified again his mistake by saying that they might not know the difference because earlier they might never had spinach or coriander. So Anna and Zain chopped some coriander into little fish-sized bites and dropped them into the tank. They drifted towards in slow motion. Only Socrates came and uh, poked at a passing strand with his nose. Then he turned away and ignored it. So only one fish came to the near the tank, near the food that the Zain and Anna dropped in. But it only poked with its nose and turned away. That means, what is the meaning of that? Yes, that means Socrates didn't like the taste of the food what Anna and Zain had offered them. You will learn about other things. This is the story of Anna and her pet fish. About the grammar, you will be learning in the next video.